Hey, how's it going? I'm Nick Gaska and welcome back to I Can Do That DIY for another doll repaint video. Today I'm going to be customizing Honey, the doll that I designed and created myself. In this video I'll continue on with the Monster High redesigns, and I'll be redesigning Lagoona Blue. I really love Lagoona and she was always my favorite, although I had a few problems with her design, so I decided to change them. There's been a few different versions of Lagoona. I don't really like the skin tone of the first generation. It fledges a little too gray for my liking, so I'll be making that a little bit more aqua. I also consider her calf fins to be upside down, so I'll be fixing that as well. There are some things I really like about the latest version of Lagoona, but some things I still don't like. I still don't like the skin tone. I think they should have gone aqua and not pink, but I really love how the legs transition to a clear blue. I think that's really cool. I also don't really like the painted on scales on the forehead. I think that's kind of a weird detail. I think they should have actually sculpted some scaling details. Alright, let's get to my design. So here are the parts I 3D designed in Blender for Lagoona. I designed a new calf with some scaling detail and a fin, as well as a new face, a new chest, a forearm, and a hand with webbing. The forearm also has a fin and scaling detail, the chest has a scaling detail and some gills, and the face has some scaling detail and some new ears. Off screen, I'll 3D print and prep the doll. But before we get into it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the video. Also make sure to hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all of our latest projects. Also make sure to follow my Instagram accounts. The Honey Doll Instagram will have any updates or any special news for Honey. If you haven't already checked out the website, go check it out. www.thehoneydoll.com. There are a bunch of different options on the website for you to explore. You can purchase a stock honey or customize your very own. The shop also has a new update. Starting now, I'll be selling some of my older dolls to make some room on my shelves for some new dolls. Alright, now let's get to the project. So here's how the face turned out after it was 3D printed. So far so good. I really like how the scaling detail turned out and how the texture on the ear fin looks. Alright, now let's go ahead and start working on the face. For the face, I'll start by laying out the eye with a watercolor pencil. For the rest of the face, I'll use a variety of watercolor pencils, pastels, and acrylic paints. As I layer them up, I'll spray Mr. Super Clear in between the layers. Alright, once I finish adding some dragonfly glaze to the ears, I'll be finished with the face. Then we can move on to adding some upper eyelashes. For the upper eyelashes, I'll be using Kiss brand faux eyelashes in the style So Real. I'll pull them off of the packaging and measure them to the head. Once I'm happy with the length, I'll cut them. Then I'll add some quick dry tacky glue to the lash and to the eye. Then I'll place the lash. Once I'm happy with the placement, I'll do the other side and let them dry. Once the eyelashes are all dry, I can move on to adding some gloss to the face. To do this, I'll be using a UV top coat. I'll be glossing the ears, the eye, and the lip. Alright, now let's move on to the legs and the arms. I printed them both in a clear blue resin. So far I think they look really cool. I'll be painting a portion of them teal, but before that I'll start by masking out the fins with some painter tape. Then I'll use my airbrush to add some paint. Alright, now I'm just going to set these aside to dry. Then I'll move on to painting the hands. For the hands, I'll just use a brush. I also printed these in the clear resin so that the webbing would be transparent. Next, I'll remove the tape and paint in any patches that were covered up while keeping the fin still clear. Next, I'll add some dragonfly glaze over the clear areas. Off screen, I painted the nails pink on the hands. Now I'm going to add a UV top coat to the clear areas. This will make it nice and shiny and bring back the clarity. I'll do the same thing on the legs as well as the feet. While I was at it, I also went ahead and glossed the nails. Now I'll add some iridescent rhinestones all over the nails. I'll continue on and add some more rhinestones off screen. After that, I'll move on to painting the gills on the chest. After the paints all dry, off screen I'll add a gradient with a pastel. Now let's move on to making the wig. I have everything I need prepped for the wig. I went ahead and made a wig cap off screen and painted it yellow. These are the wefts we'll be using. 2 different colors of a blonde nylon weft, and a color that I custom dyed myself. I'll use super glue and glue on the wefts. I'll start at the bottom and work my way up, alternating colors as I go. I'll finish the top with the side part off screen. Then I'll style the hair into curls with a hot chopstick that I'll heat up with a flat iron. The curling process was a bit challenging for me, so I'll do a few attempts on screen and then finish it off screen. Since I was getting a little frustrated with this, I decided to move on to painting the accessories. Here are the accessories that I 3D designed and printed. Here are a seashell and coral version of the pleaser heels. As you can see, they have coral and seashells all over them. And of course, I drop it and break some of the coral off of the back. Oh well, moving on. Here are some other shells that I'll be painting as well. I'll paint all the shells and coral a variety of colors with some acrylic paint. I'll paint the base of the heel to look like a stone. I'll go ahead and finish painting everything off screen. By the way, this is how the hair turned out once it was all styled. I'm super happy with how the curls turned out. It was definitely a labor of love and took forever. Now we're going to go ahead and embellish the wig with some shells, some cabochons, and some rhinestones. I'll also add some rhinestones and some cabochons to the heels as well. Alright, now let's move on to sewing. I'll be using the same swimsuit pattern that I used on Honey Frog. I'll start by sewing the front fisheye darts. I'll also do the same thing for the lining piece. The outer shell is going to get a layer of iridescent mesh over top of it. I'll sandwich that in between the top and the inner shell. Then I'll pin them together and sew along the top and the two leg openings. Alright, now that that's all sewn, I'll cut off the excess to 1/8 of an inch. Then I'll flip it inside out, do Velcro closure, and close up the crotch off screen. Next, I'll embellish the swimsuit with some shells, some rhinestones, and some cabochons. Alright, now let's move on to the final part of her outfit. I'll be using this really fun fabric that kinda looks like coral. I have swatches of it in a few different colors and I cut it into a bunch of strips. Now I'm going to do a gathering stitch along the edge and sew them together at the same time. After that, I'll gather it up and make it into a boa. I'll connect the ends of the boa together off screen. And to finish off the boa, of course I'm going to embellish it. And with that, the doll's complete. So here she is, here's the finished result. I'm so happy with how Lagoona turned out, I think she looks amazing. Specifically, I really love the makeup, I think it looks really good. So far, I'm really enjoying doing these Monster High redesigns. I had a blast redesigning Lagoona and I'm definitely going to be doing more in the future. Who do you think I should do next? Let me know in the comments below. Also, make sure to let me know what you think of Lagoona. Thank you so much for watching the video. And remember, if you want your own honey, make sure to go to www.thehoneydoll.com. And for the rest of the video, enjoy the photos.